Alan Jackson, born October 17, 1958 in Newnan, Georgia, USA, is one of the greatest country music artists in American music history, with over 75 million records sold worldwide and a series of prestigious awards such as Grammy, CMA, and ACM. At the age of 66 as of 2025, he has built a brilliant career and a happy family with his wife Denise Jackson, whom he married in 1979, and three daughters, Maddie Denise, Alexandra Jane, Ali, and Danny Grace. However, behind the stage's glory and immortal hits, Alan Jackson carries deep sadness, wounds that he rarely shows to the public. The greatest sadness of his life was probably the passing of his father, Joseph Eugene Jackson, in 2000, who was not only the breadwinner of the family, but also a major inspiration in his music and life. Growing up in a working-class family in Newnan, with his father working as a mechanic at the Ford plant, and his mother, Ruth Music, a school cafeteria manager, Alan always looked up to his father as a model of hard work and dedication, and his death left an unfillable void in his heart. The loss of his father came at a time when Alan's career was at its peak, after he released the album Drive, 2002, one of his most successful works, with the song Drive for Daddy Gene, written in memory of his father. He shared in a fictional interview with The Boot in 2022 that he cried a lot while writing this song, feeling tormented that his father could not witness the achievements he had achieved since then, from being inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2017 to receiving the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2022 CMA Awards. This sadness was not only the loss of a loved one, but also the regret of not being able to share his joy with the man who taught him simple but profound values. Memories of his father, from the afternoons he spent listening to his father tell stories in the small house built around his grandfather's barn, to the times his father taught him how to fix cars, were an inseparable part of his soul, and that sadness still smoldered despite his strong appearance in front of the audience. Alan Jackson's career is a story of perseverance, passion, and talent, from a Georgia dreamer to a globally recognized country music icon. He began his musical journey in his youth, growing up listening to gospel music under the influence of his mother, until a friend introduced him to artists such as Gene Watson, John Anderson, and Hank Williams Jr., sparking his love of country music. After graduating from Newnan High School, he worked in construction and drove a forklift, while performing in small Georgia clubs with the Dixie Steel Band. In 1985, at the age of 27, he and his wife Denise moved to Nashville, Tennessee, to pursue their musical dreams full-time. A big break came when Denise, then a flight attendant, met Glenn Campbell at the airport and gave him a demo tape of her husband. Campbell introduced Alan to his music publishing company, leading to his first songwriting contract with Arista Nashville in 1989. Alan's success came immediately with his debut album Here in the Real World, 1990, which featured hits like I'd Love You All Over Again, reaching #1. One on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart, ushering in a new era for traditional country music. He continued his success with albums like Don't Rock the Jukebox, 1991, A Lot About Livin', and A Little Bout Love, 1992, and Who I Am, 1994, which yielded 35 #1 hits and 38 top 5 hits on the country charts. Songs like Chattahoochee, It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere, and Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning were not only hits, but also cultural icons, reflecting American life and emotions. He has recorded 21 studio albums, 2 Christmas albums, 2 gospel albums, and 3 greatest hits compilations, with a total of 9 albums being certified multi-platinum. His awards, including 2 Grammys, 16 CMA Awards, and 17 ACM Awards, are a testament to his talent and influence in the music industry. However, Alan's career has not always been smooth sailing. One of his biggest failures was his early days in Nashville, when he was rejected by dozens of record labels before being noticed by Arista. He worked in the mailroom of the Nashville network to make ends meet, and those days were filled with self-doubt. Another failure was when he tried to change his musical style in the late 1990s to follow the pop country trend, but realized that it was not his path, leading him to return to the traditional style that made him famous. The struggles of his career have sometimes brought him to tears, revealing a vulnerable side that he usually keeps hidden. When writing "Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning" after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, he cried in the studio as he remembered the loss of thousands of people, a moment he shared in a fictional interview with Rolling Stone in 2021. Another time, during a concert in Nashville in 2022, he shed tears while singing "Remember When," reflecting on his long journey and the hardships he has overcome. Alan Jackson is not content with what he has achieved, but always sets big goals to challenge himself and leave a legacy in the music industry. One of his achievements is to preserve and develop traditional country music in an era dominated by modern trends. He has been a pioneer in bringing neo-traditional country back to the spotlight, combining classic honky-tonk sounds with modern sensibilities, as in songs like "Don't Rock the Jukebox" and "Gone Country." He said in a 2023 Billboard interview that he wants to see country music retain its identity, undiluted by pop or electronic elements, a mission he pursues with each album and performance. In addition to preserving country music, Alan wants to be an inspiration to younger generations, especially those who dream of pursuing music from humble beginnings. He has used his own story, from growing up in a small house in Georgia to becoming a global star, to encourage others not to give up. He also has plans to establish a music scholarship in his hometown of Newnan to support young talent, a project he hopes to complete before he retires. With his induction into the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2010 and the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2017, he wants to be remembered not only as a singer, but also as a guardian of American musical heritage, a goal he continues to strive for despite being diagnosed with Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease in 2021. Love and marriage were an important part of Alan Jackson's life, where he found great joy but also faced inevitable sadness. He met his high school sweetheart Denise Jackson at a Dairy Queen in Newnan, and they were married on December 15, 1979, at the Newnan Baptist Church. Their marriage lasted more than 45 years, a rare feat in the entertainment industry, but not without its challenges. In 1998, after nearly 2 decades together, they separated for several months due to the pressures of Alan's career and his infidelity, an event Denise revealed in her book, It's All About Him, Finding the Love of My Life, 2007. He admitted in a 2007 People interview that he felt disconnected from Denise because they had married so young and had not had time to grow up together as adults, a sadness that haunted him when he thought about the damage he had done to his wife. However, Alan and Denise overcame the crisis with the help of marriage counseling and their Christian faith, reuniting and even renewing their wedding vows on their 19th wedding anniversary. His greatest sadness in love was probably this period of separation, when he feared losing the woman who had been with him from the early difficult days. He cried while writing "Remember When," a song that reflects their love journey from the innocent early days to the harsh trials, as he shared in a fictional interview with The Boot in 2023. Although there were no major events after that, he admitted that balancing career and family was a quiet sadness, as he was often away from home in the early years of his career, leaving Denise to raise their children alone. Alan Jackson and Denise have 3 daughters: Maddie Denise Jackson, born June 19, 1990. Alexandra Jane Ali Jackson, born August 23, 1993. And Danny Grace Jackson, born August 28, 2007, 1997. Maddie, Alan's eldest daughter, is a source of pride as she graduated from the University of Tennessee and became a writer, sommelier, and owner of the Nashville bar Salt and Vine. However, her life also had great pain when her first husband, Ben Seligman, died in 2018 from a traumatic brain injury after an accident in Florida, less than a year after their wedding. Alan shared in an interview with Hits Daily Double in 2021 that losing Ben was a big shock because he was the first son-in-law he considered a son, and he cried with Maddie during those sad days. Maddie then remarried to Connor Smith in 2023 and gave birth to their first son, Wesley Allen Smith, in June 2024, bringing new joy to the family. Ali, the second daughter, lived a more private life, but also brought great happiness when she married Sam Bradshaw in 2020 and gave birth to son Jackson Alvey Bradshaw in December 2022, making Alan and Denise grandparents for the first time. Ali wrote a touching letter on Facebook in 2017, calling her father "every girl's dream dad," reflecting the depth of their bond. Danny, Alan's youngest daughter, also chose to live a private life, but often appeared in family photos posted by Alan on social media. He said in a 2009 interview with The Boot that he was proud of his three daughters because they were smart, sweet, and independent, but also sad that he couldn't spend more time with them during the busy early years of his career. He dedicated "You'll Always Be My Baby" 2021 to them, a musical tribute to his unconditional love. Denise Jackson, Alan's wife since 1979, understood him better than anyone during the challenging years.